Hello. Welcome to episode 2 of Hanging Local Chef versus Student. My name is Angus Brown and I'm going to be your host for this evening. I'm very excited to be here. We have some fantastic competitors, one amazing chef here to guide us through an incredible dish, and I'm going to just look on and drool as these people make amazing meals. Before we get into all of the cooking, first and foremost, I would like to begin by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet today. I pay my respects to the elders past, present, and emerging, and extend that respect to any other Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples here today. Hanging Local Virtual is a program that is brought to you by Western Melbourne Tourism and Victoria University, and it's designed to connect international university students in Melbourne's West. And the Chef versus Student episode tonight is a space for students to showcase their culinary skills and the chance to master the art of cooking and learn how to create a restaurant quality meal at home, something badly needed when we are all spending so much time cooking in our own kitchens at the moment. Hanging Local is very proudly supported by Study Melbourne's International Welfare Program, which is a Victorian government initiative. Now, I myself, I'm a very proud West Sider. I'm coming to you live tonight from Sunshine West. It's the West of the West, which means it's the best of the best. I've been living in the West for over a decade now, and I've honestly never been happier with anywhere I've lived in my life. And I'm very excited to meet some more West Siders here tonight. The first West Sider that I'm going to be bringing to you is our chef for the evening. Now, this particular chef is someone who I started following on Instagram a little while back, just drooling over the things that they were posting up. They're an adventurer, they're an experienced international chef and a hospitality consultant. They have a passion for natural talent and a passion and natural talent for cooking, and it's taken them around the world. They've worked along some of the most acclaimed chefs in the industry. Now, our chef this evening in 2011 decided they were going to deepen their understanding of their Greek culture and its food, and they moved to Greece to work in a Michelin star restaurant. From about 2019 onwards, they've been working as a consultant in modern Greek food in London, in Soho, and in March, they decided that they were going to go and consult in Sri Lanka for Sri Lanka's first ever Greek restaurant. Then things changed a little bit for them and everyone else in the world as the pandemic swept across the nation and all the way across all the borders. So they came back home, they came back west, and they decided to start something amazing, a delivery service that takes the best of Greek cooking from them, prepared by a chef, almost all the way and sent to you. They started making something amazing and delicious. It's called Almost Like Yaya's. And tonight, our very special chef, Alex Zennis. How are you, mate?
Good, Angus. Thanks for the intro. Yeah, going very well. Thank you.
Mate, it's easy to intro someone who's done so many fantastic things. It certainly makes me feel like I'm underachieving. Alex, you're coming to us tonight from a very professional looking kitchen. It even looks like you might have an assistant or a
Yeah.
sous chef or a fellow head chef there to help you out tonight.
Yes.
But you're only recently back in the country and doing this. Is that right, mate?
Yeah, that's right. End of March, obviously, when the pandemic hit, I was in Sri Lanka and I went into curfew there. So it's pretty strict curfew. Weren't allowed out anyway. So I was stuck there for about a week and a half. And then obviously, came home to the family and was in 14 days quarantine here in a hotel in the city. So, yeah, from there, I had 14 days to sort of plan up this baby. So it's been going well, yeah.
14 days. You make it sound like that's ages. I had 14 days to come up with a new idea. Most people are struggling to figure out how to put on pants in the morning. You came back into a country in the middle of a pandemic and you said, no, I'm going to start a business. I'm going to make sure people are eating in this lockdown. That's absolutely amazing.
No, it's easy. It's the food I love, and it's the food I love eating, and it's what I know. It's what I know best. So it was actually quite simple. And as I said to you earlier, it's lucky that delivery services like ourselves are still able to operate here in Melbourne. So we've been really fortunate on that front.
It's lucky for you. It's lucky for us to get to eat it as well. It's almost like Yaya's is the name of the delivery service. Now, I'm guessing almost like Yaya's means it's almost like grandma's cooking. Is that a fair guess?
Exactly. Yaya is obviously grandma in Greek. So I think anyone who's Greek or anyone in probably every culture around the world, your Yaya makes the best food. And that's where I started learning a bit of Greek food when I was growing up and young. And look, I don't try to do yay ass food with this company. That's why it's almost like hers, but it's sure as hell close to that. So.
That's the way. And am I right in remembering that it's almost like Yaya's, and it's also almost completely done. But when you get it,
Yeah,
there's a little bit on the back end for the consumer to do.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. It's for you guys to sort of use a bit of flair and finish it off at home yourself. So, I mean, with your regular delivery companies like Uber and Deliveroo, it's always going to come 45 minutes from being cooked. You're doing this in your own home. It's saving you time from preparing a whole meal. So, I mean, it's almost ready. So that's it.
That's great too, because that's the benefit for the person who's eating it is they get to eat chef quality food. They also get to boast that they cooked it, even though they only did just the last little bit.
Throw away the packaging and
that's it. You can get the phone out and get onto Insta and be like, "Look what I did! I'm blocking lockdown."
No, you're fine. Take all the credit. That's fine. Yeah.
Oh, good. Look at that. Modest and a genius, mate. I'm very excited to see what you're going to whip up for us tonight. But it's not just you and me. Not just you and me sitting around yakking tonight. We've actually got a couple of competitors who are going to try and cook the dish that you're teaching us, and they're going to battle it out to see who can come out as their very own master of the kitchen this evening. Our first competitor comes to us with a master's in business analytics that they're currently studying at VU. Their hobbies are reading. They love autobiographies. They love cooking. They love getting into a variety of dishes, ranging from Nepal over to European. They're a bit of a wild adventure when it comes to their cuisine. So I'm very excited to see what they bust out for us tonight. Welcome to the show, Milan Basal. How are you, Milan? Oh, no.
How are you?
For a second there, I thought you were just a spinning wheel, mate. Welcome aboard. Thank you for joining us on Hanging Local tonight. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Thank you for inviting me.
I am very excited to see what you and your fellow competitors have to whip up for us tonight. Now, mate, you're studying a Masters of Business. You've obviously got a lot to do. How are you finding lockdown at the moment? How are you getting through these intense 6 weeks on top of a few other weeks of lockdown?
It's like really hard. It's like for 3 months, it's not like that hard, but it's like already 6 months, and it is like a little bit hard than at the first. And it's like
it certainly starts to snowball.
Yeah.
The desire to do anything starts to wane a little bit as we get further into it. So I'm very impressed that at the end or the almost end of this lockdown, you've managed to say, no, I'm just going to go out and I'm going to learn how to make a restaurant quality Greek meal. Milan, I'm pretty pumped to see what you got to bring, but it's not just you. We have a couple of other competitors. Our next competitor who's going to be joining us this evening is studying a Master of Digital Media at Victoria University. But that's not all they like to do in their free time. They love cooking, they love painting, they love traveling, they love doing all the amazing things that I don't have the talent or the time to do. I'm jealous, I'm excited, and I'm pumped to meet them. Everyone, welcome aboard Sol Paredes. Hello, Sol. How are you, mate?
Hello. I'm good. Thank you.
Oh, good, mate. You look so excited. This is the kind of energy I need. This big
yeah.
Right, do that and the gun show. This is going to be great. I feel like we're going to be very good friends tonight, Sol. Now, look, you've got a bit of a challenge ahead of you this evening. You're going to be cooking a pretty incredible sounding Greek meal. How are you feeling about putting this together tonight?
Oh, I'm a bit scared, honestly, because I've never cooked calamari, and so it's the first time that I'm cooking calamari. But I'm really excited, and I'm excited because I'm doing it with Alex.
Yes, I think you're in very safe hands for your first foray into delicious Greek cuisine. I don't think you could have a better mentor. I don't know why you're nervous. I'm looking over your elbow there at the setup. It looks like you've got everything prepared. You're ready to go. You've got it all laid out. You've got a bit of precision going on. I feel like you might be a bit of a surgeon when it comes to the cooking tonight, and that might give you a little bit of an edge. So I'm keen to keep my eye on you and see how we go. Now, so you're not just coming into this just off a little whim. You're someone who's been cooking for quite a while, and you've also got a bit of heritage. You've got a lot of your grandma's secret recipes that have been handed down to you that you get to cook. Is that right?
Yes. Well, I started cooking when I was maybe 12 or 13. And it was because my grandma was always trying to give me her recipes. At the beginning, I wasn't that interested, but then I said, okay, I'm going to learn them. And now I love cooking.
Amazing. And there you go. You've got grandma giving you secret recipes. We've got Alex who's started a whole business there as his grandma. I feel like you are, I think you're in pretty good stead tonight. You're going to be rocking it. But before we get too carried away with start the cooking, we do have one more competitor that we're going to meet tonight. Now, unfortunately, we did have a very last minute dropout for tonight's competition, but we are in luck because filling in at the very last moment is someone who you may recognize if you tuned in for episode 1, a crowd favorite, someone who's got a passion for cooking that goes along with their love of their family and making meals together in big groups. Their father is inspiration for cooking delicious dishes. There's someone who's really passionate about it. They've even got their own Instagram called Indian Foodies in Melbourne, if you want to check that out. And of course, I'm talking about the people's champion, Priya Gambhir. Priya, welcome back. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Thank you so much for welcoming. How are you?
Oh, mate, I'm excited. I feel like I'm in the presence of celebrity. I watched episode 1. I saw you absolutely crush it. You're the old pro now. Alex and I are the new kids on the block, and you've been here before. You've seen it all. You've done it all. How are you feeling about coming back for round 2 tonight?
It's pretty been lucky because I've been this is my second time I've been coming up in the same show, and something new I'm trying today, which I haven't ever tried. This is Greek dish. Like I haven't seen, I haven't tasted, everything new. So I Googled, I YouTubed everything. It's challenging for me.
Great. Well, that's good. That's probably fair. Given that you've been through this experience before, it's probably good for our other competitors. We're all starting on a nice even level here. You've never cooked this particular dish before. They've never cooked on a live stream before. So we're all coming in this nice and ready, steady to go. Priya, you've given that you are the old hand at this, have you got any advice that you'd pass on to the other competitors tonight to help them through? If you want, you can be bloodthirsty and not tell them. It's up to you.
Just be confident and make sure you cook well. You don't make any disaster in the kitchen, and enjoy the dish afterwards.
Yeah, that's my favorite advice. It's have fun and don't ruin it. Don't ruin everything. That's probably the best advice that you can give to anyone when it comes to cooking. Now, tonight, our 3 wonderful competitors are going to be vying for a lovely prize at the end. The winner of tonight's competition is going to walk away with a $150 Coles gift card, which is a pretty sweet little prize, given that they also get to eat the delicious food that they make. But because they're very friendly here at Hanging Local, second and third don't walk away empty-handed. They also get a $50 Coles gift card to walk away with as well. And all of the prizes tonight have been sponsored by the School of Visitor Economy at Victoria University. Now, Victoria University, their School for the Visitor Economy is a big cross-university program. It covers hospitality, tourism, event management, industries, qualified professionals, more words than I can probably get out in about the 30 seconds I've got to say them. The point is what they do is they train people up to do really incredible culinary stuff, and they help them get the experience they need to get out there, be cooking in big environments, be cooking for big crowds. They have their own training restaurant, a 150-seat venue called Venue, VEN capital U. Very clever. I didn't get it the first time. Students get to go in there. They get to practice their skills in a live environment with paying customers. They get to learn the practical elements. They get to work with professionals. It's an incredible program. If you're interested in anything to do with that program, I highly recommend that you get on board and click on the link, which is right there right now. If you get on that, it'll tell you everything you need to know about getting in and cooking great food. And speaking of cooking great food, there's been a lot of chit chat, a lot of very excited competitors, but it's time to get on with the show. So what do you say, everyone? Do we get into it? Let's bring everyone back. Alex, time for the most important part. Tell us, mate, what are we cooking tonight?
Let's do it. First thing we need to know is obviously it's only about an hour of cooking. So look, traditionally this dish would be done with octopus in Santorini. Unfortunately, no one's going to Santorini this year, but maybe eating this dish we can close our eyes and it'll put us there. But so we've got we're making a fava, which is yellow split peas. To most people, fava would be a broad bean, but in Greece they're actually yellow split peas. We're doing them on the bottom. We're going to quickly flash fry some marinated calamari, so we'll marinate it and flash fry it. And then on top we've got a nice sauce made with brown butter and some capers as well. So classically, it's done with octopus. Obviously, octopus takes a little bit longer to cook. So tonight we're doing calamari.
Mate, this sounds amazing. I'm drooling just thinking about it. I'm so sad I don't get to eat it tonight. Competitors, it sounds like you've got a pretty delicious meal ahead of you. I hope you're all feeling pumped. So what do you say, Alex? Should we start cooking this delicious meal?
Let's do it.
All
Let's
right.
start. Okay.
What do we need to do first?
So, guys, obviously in your steps there, it's lined out step 1 to 7. We're just going to mix it up a little bit, but make sure everyone's like following the instructions. Just because of timing, we're going to first put the fava on, okay, and then we're going to do the calamari after that. Okay. So what you need to make sure is that all your containers are open first. So I've opened my containers. My fava, I have my little vegetable pack, and I also have my yellow split peas here. Okay. And then for your marinade, which is going to marinate obviously your calamari or your mushrooms if you've got a vegetarian pack, we've got sea salt. We've got our spice mix, which is the oil already mixed with the paprika and the black pepper for you. And we've got also our red wine vinegar. So we're going to take our lids off those. Make sure we're recycling as well. I've used environmentally friendly packaging, so make sure we're recycling all this. Very important.
Everything.
Can you imagine the amount of packaging that we're going through now in the world?
I know, it's pretty insane to think about.
Yeah.
There's a
And
lot
masks and delivery packaging and all that sort of thing. So,
Look at that. Good on you for thinking ahead, mate, and making it a much more environmentally friendly experience. That's fantastic.
Oh, yeah. Because I think, working in kitchens, I've seen the amount of packaging we've been using even before the pandemic. But look, now it's going to be a bit out of control. So we need to try and do the right thing with that, I think, for the longevity of mankind. So what we're going to do is open our fava with scissors or a knife. Okay, very easily. Pop that into a pot. Okay, hopefully I didn't include 500 mils of water, but hopefully everyone's got running water there. I've got my 500 mils here, and we're going to pour that on top of the split peas. Okay, and we're just going to turn that on.
Inattention that's going on here from our 3 competitors. I can see Sol is so locked into every single syllable. Priya is listening, but I think Priya feels like maybe I've got this. I know what you mean. Milana's just left. So I think we've got a nice mix of chefs in the kitchen tonight with you, Alex, and we're going to come up with 3 very different takes on the meal.
Yeah, that's great. Look, I've got that on. That's heating. That'll be up to the boil really quickly. So you need to stay with me, guys. Once it comes up to the boil, we're just going to you'll see a little bit of scum come to the top. I've already soaked these and rinsed them for you, but you'll still see something come up the top. I'm nearly to the boil. I reckon no one else is there. So I'll just slow that down a bit. And then once that comes to the boil, we're going to put our vegetables in. So we need to open our little vegetable pack.
So what carrot are you pulling out at the moment, Alex? What have you got?
Yeah, so we've got a garlic clove. We've got a bay leaf, fresh bay leaf. We've got red onion and we've got carrot. Okay.
Oh, beautiful.
So the red onion, I've just left the skin on so that it lasts for the travel. Take the skin off, and we're going to take the core out as well. Because these vegetables obviously become a part of the finished fava. So they need to be edible, guys. You can't eat the skin or the core.
Very important when it comes to cooking. Edible.
Very important, yes.
At least top 5 of the things you need.
And also we need them soft because at the end we're going to whisk everything and it's going to meld together. So for it to be soft, what we need to do is slice them fairly finely. So we can't leave it whole. So I'm just going to slice up my onion.
And is that the best style we should be having for all the vegetables tonight? Do we want everything nice and nicely sliced? Do we want any chunky vegetables in there?
We want it nice and fine, but look, if you want to do chunky, by all means do chunky. But for this one, we're doing nice and fine. So I've cut the carrot in half, and I'm just going to do that nice and fine. This bench is a bit rocky. That's right.
You say that as you cut the carrot at the speed of light. No, it's a bit rocky. Faster than a blender, it's done.
Yeah. And then also the garlic we're going to slice up. Okay, and our vegetables are done, guys.
Easy.
One other thing I may not have added is it's really important to have a lid for your pot or pan. If you don't have a lid, just use some aluminium foil, okay?
I never would have thought of that in my life. I just would have probably sat on the ground and cried and gone, I don't have a lid, it's all ruined.
Use your t-shirt or something, yeah.
A shoe. It'll be fine.
Yeah. So, look, I'm going to show you on this camera up here. You can see it's kind of really foamy on top. So we're just going to skim that off before we add the vegetables.
We may not have foam cam at the moment, Alex. It looks like your second camera isn't quite coming through to us, so we may not be able to see.
No worries.
Stuff.
Let me just fix that really quickly, and we can do foam cam.
Because I'm pumped as a pure spectator who doesn't get to taste it. Oh, I'm pumped to see it.
I'm back on. Yeah, I'm back.
Oh, there
on.
it is.
Right.
Let's see the foam cam. Nice.
Right, foam. Lots of foamage there. We're just gonna scoop that up the top. Is everyone with me?
How are we going, competitors? Are we feeling like we're keeping up, or do we want to get to just to pump the brake? Alex, can you just pump the brakes just a touch? It looks like everyone's catching up a little bit here as we get started. It's good. Milan's got a good rough style with his chop. I like that. He's going in nice and hard. Sol's looking very delicate with everything there. That's good. Priya, it looks like you're doing about 15 different things at once. Priya,
I'm a bit scared about Priya.
Yeah, I'm curious, Priya. How are you doing? We're into the first step now. How are you going? You were a little nervous at the start. What's going down?
Because I've just marinated mushrooms.
I don't even remember mushrooms being mentioned. This is amazing.
Oh, you've gone way ahead, Priya. Well done.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm very nervous. I'm not sure about it. I've gone 7 steps ahead of the professional chef, and I'm feeling pretty confident.
Alex, this is actually something new, so I haven't done this before.
That's not a problem. I'm going to get onto the mushrooms in a second. Guys, so what am I going to do? All the vegetables are now going into the pot.
All right, good. Oh, I can see that on foam cam. I like it.
Foam cam, and I'm also placing inside the bay leaf.
Bay leaf as well. Excellent. Look at this. All right, Sol looks like they're in the pot. Priya is 50 steps ahead. She's already eating breakfast tomorrow. Milan is coming through with the onion at the moment.
Okay.
Slow and steady wins the race, I think, with Milan. It's oh no, look at that, getting in there and getting abrupt. I like it. It's looking pretty tasty already.
All right, so guys, also that's coming up to the boil again. I'm just going to put a lid on and put it down very low as it can go.
Lid, tinfoil, dog bowl, whatever you got around, just put it on there.
How's everyone going?
Is everyone feeling good so far, competitors? Are we feeling like we're up to the task? Sol, how are you going?
Yes, I'm doing great.
And you look like you're having a blast. So I think all the competitors tonight are in the same boat. They have never cooked this sort of dish before. What is your favorite kind of dish to cook when it's your choice, Sol?
When it's my choice, I prefer to cook Ecuadorian food, traditional food. My favorite is potato soup. It's so, yeah.
You had me a potato. You're a woman after my own heart. 90% of my DNA is Scottish and Irish. So you say potato, and I am ready to go. I'm excited. Is it just potato in water? Because I would honestly love to eat that.
Yes. So we add potato, we add cheese, and also milk. Well, and you also have to do fiercely sauce. Well, it's all a process, and you also add avo at the end.
Right, so you just take all the best things you can think of and chuck them in a pot, and then you just eat it. Seems like Ecuadorian food is my new favorite dish. All right, Alex, it looks like we've got the competitors just about through the first step. What have we got to do next there, chef?
That's great. So obviously my fava is on very low. The split peas are on very low. So they're softening, but the water's not reducing because we have a lid on, and that's what we want. Because if it reduces, we're going to have to add more water and we lose the flavour of the fava, okay? We're diluting the flavour. So I'm just going to put that on the back, literally on the back burner.
That's right.
And
everyone, put it on your second stove that we all have in our kitchens, everyone. That's the move. Just go to the professional kitchen you've all got. I know you've all got one hiding at the back. Just chuck it there.
Next to the bathroom. So we're going to do our calamari now, guys. So open your bag, and I've got a bit of paper towel here in the bottom just to soak up any excess moisture because we don't want moisture when we're cooking the calamari. Okay, so we take that out.
Excellent. Looks delicious already.
All right. It is. It's been partially cleaned already. So, well, again, obviously cautious of time.
Hey, Alex, mate, can you just hold that up to foam cam so for those of us at home, we can get a bit of a look at what's about to go into the next step?
Okay, can we see?
Oh, yeah, we got a bit of delay on the second cam, but there it is. Look at that. Oh, that looks pretty special.
We've got delay on that cam. Okay. Anyway,
We can see it nice and clear, and it looks amazing.
beautiful. So what we're going to do, guys, is watch carefully. We're going to clean it. We're just going to take the end of the tentacles off. Okay. There's a bit from the center. We're going to actually pull it out. So I'll pull that little bit from the center. Okay. That's going in the bin. Not the same bin as your packaging.
Very important.
Okay.
Keep it nice and separate.
I have now taken the wings off the calamari, which is these back flaps. They've come off the calamari.
Good. Can't fly away now. That's great. Excellent.
Yep. Okay. Beautiful. And then what we're going to do is we're going to open the main tube which you have. Okay. So I've opened that up.
Would you say
everyone with me?
Would you say preparing calamari is particularly easy or difficult, Alex? Because I'll be honest, as someone who's watching and doesn't have it right in front of me, it looks very complicated.
It takes time. It really does take time. This is already partially cleaned, as I said. So there's an ink sac, there's a beak, there's guts, there's a skin on the outside. So look, it does take a lot of time, but once you've done it once or twice, it's fairly basic.
Good to know. There you go. I've got a new hobby. I'm gonna figure out how to clean and prepare calamari.
There you go. That'll take you through to the end of stage 4.
That's it. That'd be great. My kids will love it. See me pulling out calamari guts everywhere. It's going to be amazing.
Beautiful. If you got any cats, they're going to love it. That's for sure.
I'm going to be very...
Yeah. Okay, so next we're going to score. This is the difficult part. We're going to score the calamari. So what this does is actually promotes even cooking, but also it's very nice for presentation. Think about it, if you've got a really fat piece of calamari, it's going to take a little bit longer to cook, and different parts of the calamari are going to cook at different rates. So we want this to cook very quickly, so it's tender, but it's also going to look good. So what we're going to do is cut a diamond all the way along the body, going each way. So this is the part that's going to get you the Coles voucher or not, really, I think.
Oh, all right, this is it then. Listen closely, watch closely, competitors. This is the big show. Who has the best diamond scoring on their calamari? I'm going to be taking mental notes.
They actually call it technically pineapple cut.
A pineapple cut?
Yeah, because when you cook it, it looks like the skin of a pineapple. It curls up and you'll see it. And what I'm going to do now, guys, so I've done that, is I'm going to cut it in half, okay, lengthways. So you're going to have 2 long pieces.
Amazing.
Okay? You're going to have your wings. And there's just a firm bit on the inside of the wing, which I'm trimming off as well. Okay, so we're going to leave those whole. And we've got the tentacles, so I'm just going to cut them in half as well. So there should be 4 pieces of tentacle as well.
Excellent. And Alex, mate, I know some people who have got these packs who are following along, cooking along, they've opted for a veg option and they've got mushroom instead. What should they be doing?
I'm actually going to do that as well. So as soon as we get the calamari, I'm going to quickly just show you how to do the mushrooms as well. So if you just give me 30 seconds,
mate, I'll give you all the time you need. If you're gonna go ahead and cook 2 different versions of the same meal at the same time, there's you, mate. That's amazing work.
It's probably better if I jump ahead. So the calamari is going to go into the bowl. So you got the 2 pieces of the body, the tentacles and the wings. The other stuff's going down. That's rubbish. We've got your little spice mixture here, which has the paprika and the oil and the black pepper. I'm just going to stir that with the opposite end of the spoon because the big end won't fit into that small container. That's going on. Make sure you get all the goodness out of the bottom of that container. And then I'm just going to, you've got a bit of time there. I'm just going to really roughly put that on top. a little bit of salt as well. Okay.
Time the spice. Right. I'm about 5 steps behind you, and I was thinking we had time to kill. No, time the spice is what's getting ripped and put on stop right now. For anyone else who's watching who is as kitchen illiterate as me, or herb, it's probably not even a spice. It's a herb.
Thyme is a herb, yes.
There you go. Look at that. So we've got thyme, we've got paprika, we've got pepper, we've got oil. It's all getting mixed in right now with the calamari. The
All right.
pineapple score
Yep.
calamari. So while we celebrate over that, Milan, mate, let's have a little check in with you and see how you're going over there in your kitchen. How's things going in there, bud?
Yeah, I'm all good. Everything's going good.
Excellent. What are you squeezing at the moment into the bowl?
It's the spices mix.
Oh, excellent. Good. Now, just indulge me a little, mate, because I've got nothing in front of me that looks good. How does it smell? Describe it. Is it delicious? Is it amazing? Is it exotic? How would you describe the aroma that's coming out of your food right now?
It's like how do I say? It's like I don't know how.
On a scale of delicious to the most delicious ever, where would you put it?
It's like delicious.
Delicious. Excellent. Good. Now I know the frame of... Well, I just need to know how jealous I should be of you all by the end of the night. So I'm just going to keep checking in throughout just to see how everyone's is smelling, how it's feeling, how it's looking. I've got nothing but my own hands and a glass of cranberry juice to go by. And I feel like you guys are getting quite the show. So Milan's looking like they're pretty confident. Sol is doing some pretty good work. Brie is just stopping to have a little vino, I'm going to guess. Very confident. Just take a little drink break. Why not, mate?
Hey, guys, I just wanted to show you these mushrooms that the guys who have got those vegetarian packs. Is my other camera working? Oh, it is. It's not bad.
It is. Yep, there it is. We can see. What type of mushrooms have we got there, Alex?
Okay, these are locally cultivated. They're called blue oyster mushrooms.
Ooh,
and
nice.
they are okay to eat, but they come like that on a clump. I just thought they're really beautiful. Obviously, things are still growing during the pandemic, guys. So I'm just going to, obviously you have yours already cut portions. I'm just going to take them off the main body, and I'm going to put them in a bowl, which already has the paprika. Obviously, just adding the spices. Okay. I'll do a little bit more so I'll have dinner for later as well.
Amazing. So just keeping everyone who's watching along at home up to speed. If you are cooking along, the mushrooms and the calamari, they're separate. You're doing one or the other. So if you're cooking the calamari and you're frantically looking around at the moment trying to figure out why don't I have a big, beautiful bushel of blue oyster mushrooms, that would be why. And vice versa. If you got the mushrooms and you spent the last 15 minutes going, there's no beak, there's no wings, I don't know what I'm doing, you're fine. You're absolutely fine. Alex right now is getting us up to speed on the delicious looking blue oyster mushrooms. Mate, when you say locally cultivated, do you mean in Australia, Victoria, in the West?
No, I mean in Melbourne. Actually, they're very easy to cultivate in a temperature controlled climate. So anyone can do it in their own cool room. You can actually buy bags with the spores in them. As long as they're in the right environment, they'll grow. So yeah.
That's incredible. All right, then we've all got a project when we get to the weekend this week. Is we've all got to go out and get some spores and cultivate our own blue oyster mushrooms. And I want people to get up on the Hanging Local Facebook page and start posting pictures of the progress of their blue oyster mushrooms. And if we can pull it off, by the time this pandemic's over, we're all going to be farmers. I'm pretty excited about that. I like the sound of easy cultivation. That sounds like my kind of agriculture. Just put it in a cold spot, it'll be fine. I'll be able to pull that off. That's great. All right, we've got calamari on the go. We've got mushroom on the go. Are we looking at moving on to the next step now, mate? Where are we up to?
We definitely are. I just want to come back to the fava just to check on its progress. So I'm just gonna grab that. Obviously, very carefully take the lid off because it's going to be hot. Yep, coming along nicely. It's definitely simmering and the water hasn't over reduced. So make sure you're checking that. We do want a little bit of liquid there at the end, okay? Brilliant. All right. So the next process, let's make the brown butter sauce. So for everyone there, brown butter is just butter that's turned brown. So what happens is, in French they call it beurre noisette, which literally means hazelnut butter. okay, because the butter takes on this very nice nutty taste and aroma. And what it is, butter, obviously, when you melt it, consists of two things. The fat, which is the clarified butter, which sits on the top, and your milk solids, which are underneath. And that's what we're doing. We're actually caramelizing the milk solids underneath. So once all that milk's boiled and disappeared, it's not going to leave. It's in the pan, and it's caramelizing underneath, and that's when the butter starts to go brown, okay? So we're going to turn our pot on very low.
And I think that's an important thing for people cooking at home to remember. Brown does not mean burnt. There is a very big difference. Don't just crank it up and let it go. And for people who are watching at home, cooking along, or just watching along, if you've got questions for Alex that you want to throw in, if you're thinking of getting into some cooking yourself, or you're trying to cook this dish, or if you've got anything you want to throw to our beautiful competitors, or me, if you want, I don't mind. You can jump on the site. You can start asking questions, and we'll be able to ask them to the competitors for you. We'll pass on any well wishes. We've got someone's just popped in with a bit of love from Milan, telling you to keep going, brother, keep it up. So you're looking good there. Got a bit of a fan base building already. And Sol, look, mate, I'm a little thrown by your unshakable confidence this whole way through. You haven't looked like you've faltered at all. Have you ever had a disaster in your kitchen? Has anything ever gone horribly wrong when you're cooking?
Yes.
Oh, really? No,
Yes.
make me feel better. You're so cool.
Yeah, and the problem is when I start talking
Oh,
to
good.
someone and cooking at the once I was cooking frittata, pumpkin frittata, and then I actually put added salt added sugar instead of salt.
Classic sitcom era. Love it. That's exactly what you want. I like seeing that. I'm glad to hear things like that, because I'm perpetually doing things like that when it's cooked. I'm a terrible cook. Baking is my jam. I'll gladly sit down and make a cake or a pie, and that's great because all the measurements are so precise and exact. I find it hard to get wrong. But you give me a recipe, even something like this, where you've got someone telling you to go step by step. You've got the ingredients pre-packaged. I guarantee you I'd find a way to get it wrong. I'd burn the butter. I'd drop the calamari. I'd do something awful at the end of it. It would be a mess. So I'm glad to see that I'm not the only one who's done something disastrous in their kitchen. Priya looks like they've got some nice little sauteing action going on there. You've even got the little wrist movement, the spin. Look at that. It's all so good. And Milan, I can't quite see your pot, but you've got the confidence of a gladiator. I feel like everything that's going on there is 100% under control. I'll be honest, I was secretly hoping that something would be on fire by now, just because it would be funny for me. But man, it looks like we've got some pros in the mix. This is pretty exciting. Alex, seeing young chefs come in here with a bit of love for cooking, I'm curious, what is it that got you onto this journey? What makes someone decide, no, that's it, I want to cook all the time but not get to eat much?
I was doing the same, actually. I went to university in Brisbane, and I was doing my degree. Actually, it was that long ago, I can't even remember what degree it was. And during that time, I wasn't studying. I was just cooking at home and watching TV shows. So I thought, why the hell not just do what I love? And that's it, you know. So here I am.
Sounds like my university, except I just didn't do the cooking part. I didn't go to class, and I watched TV, and then that was the end. It's the end of the sentence.
Yeah. Well,
that's why you're in a professional kitchen right now, and I'm not. So Alex, it looks like we're moving through some of these steps quite nicely now. We've got calamari on the go for the calamari eaters. We've got mushrooms on the go for the mushroom eaters. We've got some vegetables in a pot. We've got some spices going in the mix.
we need to go back to the butter quickly, because I'm hoping no one's burnt it. It should be on really low. My butter's actually started to brown, so I've turned it off so it doesn't burn.
Beautiful.
It started to brown, and what we have to go with that is, as soon as I can get this induction going on, there we go. Turn it down really low. What we have is some capers. Now, I've put the lemon juice on the capers. It may not look like it, but they've actually absorbed the lemon juice, which is good. And we've got some spring onions. So we're going to add the capers to the butter off the heat, so meaning we're going to turn the butter off, and then we're going to add the spring onion. And literally, guys, that is your sauce.
Amazing.
That's That's going to be delicious. So I'm just slicing the spring onion up as fine as you can.
Good. It's looking nice and small. How would you describe capers to those of us who have not eaten capers? What sort of flavour should we be expecting from a caper, Alex?
We're looking for something salty and very briny, almost like the sea or seaweed. It sort of has that earthy, briny flavour. So that's what you're. Anything pickled like that's good. We're not adding salt to this because the salt is our caper.
Amazing. This is sounding
Yeah,
better and better with every step.
Okay, so my butter's foamed. Again, there's the foaming. I'm turning it up and I'm going to add my capers.
Look at that, looking beautiful. Now, for everyone who is cooking along at home, you've got yourselves 48 hours to upload a picture of the dish that you've cooked tonight to enter in a best dish competition we've got running on. There's not just one competition, there's a little side competition that's moving along. You can see the link there. You've got 48 hours from when this competition wraps up. And if you get your photo up there, then our panel of behind-the-scenes judges will be checking that out and deciding about who's going to win it. Now, there is the winner of the best dish competition gets to win a sommelier, a word I can't pronounce, but it tells you on the site how to do it. It's a way to do decanting at home for wine. So smarter, faster way to decant, delicious way to get your wine tasting good. It's donated by Chef's Hat in South Melbourne, and it's a prize that is valued at $500. Second and third prize winners also get something as well. They get themselves a voucher to the Werribee Zoo. So this is probably a really good time for parents to get into a little bit of a competition with each other. Maybe some mums or some dads, or some mums and dads, or dads and dads, or mums and mums, whoever it is wants to get in there and have a little competition. Because if both of you in the same house have the best two dishes or top three dishes, you could get yourself a way to drink amazing wine and a day out at the zoo with the kids, which is fantastic. Except the competition is for students who probably don't have kids. I didn't think of that. I'm older than the students, and I have two children, and I'm looking for ways to get them out of the house. So when I hear Werribee Zoo and wine, I get very excited because that's Dad's time. If I can find a way to get the kids to the zoo and I can sit down and decant some wine, that's a holiday I'm very excited about. But get into competitions with your friends, get into competitions with your classmates, your housemates. See if you can get yourselves a little adventure day out. Maybe you and your partner can go for a little bit of a hello and have some wine and some Werribee Zoo time. Priya, you look like you're just hanging around, just waiting to enjoy the meal. How are you feeling now? You're looking pretty good there. What's going on?
Actually, I've already done with the butter sauce and marination. I'm just waiting for carrots, onions. I would like to take some help from Alex. What are we going to do next?
All right, Alex, you got to step up, mate. Priya's gone. She's ahead. What do we do next, mate?
So Priya, have you got your carrots and your onions and everything into your fava, and is your fava on the stove?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I've finished my brown butter. It's sitting on the side. It's warm. It was foaming up, and I had that on the foam cam again. And what we're going to do now is we're going to bring the fava back across. Okay.
Okay.
So bring it back from your separate oven that you have in your professional kitchen at the back, Priya. That's good. All right.
Do I have to grind it?
We're just gonna double check the consistency of it first before we grind it. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm gonna pop in a clean spoon and check that.
And what sort of consistency are we looking for here, Chef? What should the contestants want?
We're looking, if you've ever made a risotto or a pasta, sort of that amount of liquid. So what I've done is just taking the lid off. It is simmering away. And what we're going to do is just turn it down very low. I'm going to grab a spoon and take out the bay leaf now, because that's done its work. That's flavored the fava in the broth, and we're going to start.
I've left the bay leaf in more than once, and I highly recommend that you take it out now. It is not something you want to consume in the meal.
That's it. And I'm just going to crush up the fava with my whisk. So the carrots are getting crushed up, the onions getting crushed up, the garlic's getting crushed up. It's still quite liquidy, but as you crush it, the pieces of split pea are actually going to thicken the sauce. Mine's thickening right up now.
It's like a science experiment all of a sudden. You just a little bit of this, a little bit of that, you get a reaction, and boom, you've got yourself some sort of miraculous event happening.
Actually,
So
cooking is science.
It is, yeah. Well, that's the more that I learn about cooking, the older I get, the more I figure out it is a thing. You just got to put in this and that, and you get a reaction. Boom, that's your food.
Exactly.
So how's your reaction going in your pot? The consistency looking good? You're feeling happy with how it's all whisking together now?
I think it's a little bit more seconds.
All right, that's fine. Can you hold your pot up to the camera so we can see what you've got going on in there?
Just a second, okay?
Oh, okay. All right. Look, I said earlier I thought you were a bit of a surgeon, a bit of a perfectionist. I think you're right. Oh, look at that.
What does the chef say, Alex? Can you check mine?
Chef Alex, have a look at soles.
Yeah, it's looking really good. Have you started crushing up? And is the other split peas soft?
Okay, I will crush them.
All right, there you go, competitor. Soft split peas is what we're looking for right now. Milan, how are you feeling about your mix that you got going on right now, mate?
It is like not soft, and I have to cook it a bit more.
No worries. What you can do is leave the lid on, Milan. Leave the lid on and keep it simmering for a bit in the background, and we can go to the next step.
Yeah.
Excellent. Students, it looks like this is all going pretty well. Everyone so far making some amazing stuff. I'm pumped to see it all coming together so well. Even if nothing is on fire, I'll take perfection over a disaster any day. This is pretty good. So Alex, we've got our fava going. We've got our calamari. We've got all our mushrooms. Whatever's happening, and if people were wanting to dive in and start cooking something the way that you started cooking in your life, what would be the sort of the first thing you would tell someone if they say, "Hey, mate, I think I'm going to be a chef." Pass on to
I think. Sorry, the sounds a bit. I think I had that sort of passion for something, and I think my Greek heritage really helped me decide what I wanted to do. So, I got interested in food. I got interested in Greek food, and from there I sort of thought a path. Okay, I'm an apprentice. I need to learn from the ground up. What sort of food do I like eating, or what sort of food do I want to do? And I just go for it. Like find a restaurant that you like, or find a style of food that you like, and just go for it. And you've really got to dive in, because I think that was the decision that I did. And I think the big thing is that people at home think that that cooking is very easy. All you're doing is tasting food and eating food. But I think that was what I had when I started. Like, this is going to be great, but there's a lot more to it. It's very hard work and it is challenging. But look, at the end of the day, once you finish your shift in a week, it's been very rewarding as well. So.
Yeah, and I think that must be one of the more frustrating things about being a chef is the people who are eating the food see none of the work. It's all behind closed doors. They don't know the layers that are going into the flavor. They don't know the time it's going in. Not just to, for example, with your fava, it's not just you're making this dish. It's you're making sure each vegetable is chopped right. It's cooked to the right temperature. It's mixed the right way. All that goes in, and all they do is just put it on a spoon and eat it and go, that tasted good. And I imagine it must be nice for you to have 3 people here so willing to learn and to listen and to understand. No, this isn't just heat that, whisk that, eat that. There is some real genuine layers going into every single step of this dish.
No, yeah, exactly. It's good, and it's good to be able to share my knowledge, because when you do share it, you realise that you actually, hey, look, I'm here cooking a lot, but you don't realise you have knowledge until there's people there that want to do it and cook along with you. It's been really good. Great. I love doing demos like this. It's great. Yeah.
This is great. Well, I'm loving it, even if I don't get to eat anything. And we've got a lot of people who are coming through now who are very excited about what's going on. We've got some people who are cheering on our competitors, Milan, Solpri. You've got fans who are loving everything you're doing. People are lots of support, lots of smiley faces, lots of people getting jealous that they can't eat it themselves. Some people sharing some stories of kitchen disasters that they've had, including Leslie, who's made a chocolate cake once that did not bake. The cake didn't come through at all, and so they did the ultimate in chef moves. They blame the oven. That's perfect. That's exactly what I would do. We've got people are excited about the prizes. So if you are excited about the prizes you're hearing about, guys, if you want to get some of the great stuff that's going on, get out there and get cooking. You got 48 hours to get those pictures up, and you can get yourself into the running to win some amazing stuff. We've got someone here who we've got Julia, who burnt a scone when they were trying to make scones in the microwave, and smoke started coming out of the microwave. Julia, don't feel bad about that. I set my whole microwave on fire 2 weeks ago. I was just trying to warm something up, and I turned around, I turned back, and there was literal flames inside of it. So a little bit of smoke, a little bit of a burnt scone. You are leagues ahead of me. It's absolutely fine. And if it makes you feel any better, I have to cook everything.
Well, I think Angus has dropped out, guys. So I'm just going to jump onto the next step so we can move forward a bit. So what I've done is I've put a fry pan on the stove, guys. So get a fry pan on and make sure it's really hot, okay? We're going to get ready now to cook our mushrooms or our calamari. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. I'm just going to grab my calamari. It's been marinating. How are you going there, Priya?
Yeah, just put the pan on and gas stove on. I'm just waiting for it to get hot.
Yes, perfect.
Yeah.
I've taken my fava off the stove, guys, on the side as well. It's going to be ready to be finished. So when we finish, all we need to do is put our olive oil and our lemon juice into it. But we'll do that after we cook the calamari, okay?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
everyone, hot pan. Make sure our pan's really hot. We want to cook the calamari really fast, okay? And I'm going to lie it in the pan, scored side down, okay? Scored side down. No oil in the pan, obviously, because we have the oil and the marinade already on our calamari. Sean, can you turn the exhaust on, please? Okay, we don't need to add any salt. This is literally going to take seconds, so we need to be ready to take it off. Don't turn the calamari, don't top the pan, because what you do is you lose the heat. We need to leave it on the heat. Okay, my calamari is starting to curl up. So what I'm going to do is just flick it around. Okay, really fast. Otherwise, what's going to happen is our calamari is going to be tough. Okay, I'm turning my pan off now. That was literally 1 minute. And all the calamari will come out of the pan, okay?
Oh, there we go.
There you go. We're back.
In my mouth. I don't know what happened there, but everything just went wrong very quickly. Thank goodness we're all back together again. I'll be honest, I'm a little disappointed. It looks like you didn't miss me at all. Everyone looks like they're cruising through the next part of this. It's looking looking
Angus, we've just actually cooked the calamari, so you missed the best part.
Hey, look, as long as the people at home got to see it, that's the most important thing. I'll be honest, it's probably not the worst thing I didn't see it. It would just make me hungrier and sadder that I can't eat it. How did everyone go with the cooking of the calamari for our calamari cookers? Sol, how did you go with frying it up?
I'm still frying it.
You're still frying it?
It's
Oh,
just
amazing. Oh, good. All right. And it's all sizzling away nicely. Feeling very happy about how it's all going now that it's literally in the fire.
Yes. Yes.
Excellent. Good.
I have to focus. It's an important step.
Good. I won't talk to you too much. I know when you talk and cook at the same time, that's when disasters happen. We don't want anything blowing up now. Milan, how are you going there with frying up your calamari? How's it looking, mate? Is it coming along well?
Yeah,
I'm gonna
it's going well.
I'm gonna do the mushrooms now as well. Okay.
Excellent. And chef, just for the people who are cooking along at home, can you tell us how long should they be frying the calamari for, roughly?
Roughly 1 minute. I fried it on one side. You'll see it curl up, and it will go from being clear or see-through to more white. And when you see it start changing color, that's when you need to take it out of the pan, because we have residual cooking. So residual cooking is like if you put nuts in the oven, you bring them out, they still start to color as well. So the calamari will keep cooking as it's cooling down.
Excellent. Looking good. And Priya, how's the mushrooms going in your kitchen?
They're just slightly cooking, and I'm waiting for them to leave some water, because I think mushrooms get properly cooked when they lose some water. So I'm
Excellent.
just
Look at
waiting for them.
you have
Thank
got
you.
all the skills. Doing Alex's job for him, just covering all the bases.
Yeah.
So with the mushrooms, I put a little bit of additional oil in, and I'm just going to put them into the pan because the mushrooms absorb everything. The calamari, the oil sits on the surface, but the mushrooms actually absorb. And there's already salt in there in the marinade, but I'll put a little bit more. And they literally take 1 minute as well. We're just going to fry those around, and we're going to make sure they're moving in the pan, not like the calamari, just so they're evenly coloured. Okay.
Brilliant.
All right.
This is all hooning along at a spectacular pace, and it's looking absolutely gorgeous. So Alex, any suggestions for anything that could go along with this dish? If anyone wanted to have something alongside this dish, before this dish, after this dish, have you got any professional recommendations to accompany it?
Yeah, look, it's winter coming into spring now. There's a lot of fennel around. I just suggest a really simple fennel salad, fennel and orange, because citrus is also in season. So, the orange dresses the salad itself. All you need is a little bit of olive oil and salt. Or, look, jump online to Ali Food and grab yourself a Greek salad.
Hey, there you go. Brilliant. All right, now we've got some people at home who are feeling a little bit nervous because things are starting to come to their head. Alex, can you just when you're done doing whatever fancy business you're doing on camera, can you just let us know how crushed up do we want our fava to be? How mushy should it be when we're done?
Guys, as crushed up as you would like. Mine is sort of like half pieces. I'll see if I can come forward to the camera and you can see it.
Amazing.
It might be difficult to see, but it's sort of looking like a porridge, like a loose risotto. So,
okay, that's a great description. I think people would struggle not to know what a porridge looks like. It's which is pretty.
And the other thing I forgot to add is generally fava is made a smooth puree. Okay, this one we're keeping a little chunky because I wanted the texture. It's a very textural dish, so we've got nice texture on that, and we're going to finish it now. Angus, the fava. We've got our little satchel of olive oil and lemon juice. Excellent.
So get that ready if you're playing along at home, folks, or our professional chefs in their own kitchens playing along.
Boom! In it goes. It looks like a lot, but it's not going to be a lot once you mix it in.
And get it all nicely absorbed in there, mate. You saying earlier on that you've just come back to the West after being away for quite a while. Have you had a chance in all the insanity of 2020 and lockdowns to check out any restaurants around the area and see what other people do. Have you got any faves in the West that you've come across since you've been back?
I do have faves. I love. We order pizza quite a lot because I've got 2 kids, and it can be challenging finding something that they're going to enjoy. But we've been ordering pizza once a week from a place in Sydney called Mozzarella Bar.
Oh, I love that place.
So if they're there, shout out to them. I love your pizzas, and actually, if you go in there and pick it up, guys, you get a 20% discount as well. So
hey, see, that's local in the know.
Yeah, in the know. Because why do they do that? Because companies like Uber and Deliveroo, they actually take a large percentage of the revenue for each dish. So by going in there picking up, you're really supporting your local businesses.
Fantastic.
And look a bit cheaper for yourself as well. So there you go.
Yeah, I do the same thing. I've got an amazing restaurant not far from me called Handwalk Cafe, which does just out in Sunshine West on Glengala Road, some of the most delicious noodle dishes that I think I've ever had. And they're in the same boat. They're just a little independent restaurant cooking up some amazing food. And if you go in, you get a little bit of prawn crackers extra. You get a few extra little things in there. You get a little bit of a discount for not going through the apps. It's amazing. If anyone's out Sunshine Way, check those guys out. They are so cool and so lovely. I think that's the other thing that I like to check it out about going into the restaurants now, especially in this time, is you get to actually talk to the people who are working there and cooking the food. You get to see who it is that's behind the dish. It's not something we get a lot of opportunity to do at the moment. It's a little bonus. What about our superstar chefs? Milan, have you found any local faves that you've come across since you've been in Melbourne? Have you had a chance to get out west and check out any restaurants or cafes or pizza bars or regular bars or anything? You got any recommendations you can throw out to us, champ?
Yeah, but I love Nepali and Indian food.
Oh yeah.
I've been to Atta restaurant. It's a fine dining restaurant in South Melbourne Beach.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I just have biryani. I like biryani, momo, chowmin, or something like that thing.
I love biryani.
Yeah, I prefer to have Nepali and Indian food than then having pizzas, burger. I prefer to have Nepali food and Indian food.
Yep, mate, you're gonna have no shortage of it, especially when you head out. What about you, Sol? Have you had a chance to check out any of the dining experiences out west since you've VU? Oh, Sol looks. Oh, there you go. Your mic's on now. There you go.
Hello. I'm studying in City Flinders, so my campus is City Flinders, but I like a Plus 39, the pizza place. That's my favorite pizza.
Excellent.
Yeah. And also Bell's for chicken burger.
I'm just trying to get inspiration for what I'm actually going to eat once we're done tonight and you guys get to eat your gorgeous food. What about you, Priya? You being the foodie with your own Instagram blog and someone who seems to be pretty passionate about checking out food, have you got any recommendations for people out in the west side? Anything they can head up to eat?
Actually, here in Melbourne, I've tried Japanese food where they can head on to eat. It's like vegetarian food again with tofu, and then I also have some Chinese restaurants, which is Grandma Dumplings. It's one of the amazing restaurants I've ever been to. It's vegetable dumplings are the best. So head on to that. It's lovely.
Amazing. This is good. This is what I need. I need some inspiration. I need to get out and get some more stuff. Lots of love coming through on the Facebook feed from our contestants. Priya, lots of people cheering you on right now. Sol, you've got some high fives, some virtual high fives coming out. Milan, you've got some people who are very pumped to see what you can come up with. I've got some people sympathizing with my dropout. Thank you very much to the people who are being very gracious about the host just leaving the show for a bit and then coming back on board. You guys are all the best. Keep the comments, the questions coming through. We love it. That's the best thing about doing stuff like this. It's the big thing about doing stuff like this. It's about keeping us connected, reminding us we're all together. even though we're all locked in our own separate little areas, that there is a whole big community of people out there who are really excited to talk to each other. So get on board, chat with us, chat with each other. I don't mind, and get involved with what's going on here and everywhere, really. I mean, once this is finished, maybe you can make some new friends in the feed and chat to them. Alex, it looks like people are looking pretty up to speed with where you're at. So tell us, mate, what's the next thing we've got to do?
So the next thing we want to do is cut our calamari. So we're gonna take out the tubes, okay, and we're gonna cut them in nice slices, not too thin, a little bit thicker. Okay, so I'm slicing that in nice rounds, and you'll see that it's made like a sort of nice ring, very nice ring shape.
Excellent.
And that's going to go back into the bowl, and we're going to put a little bit of red wine vinegar onto it, okay? And that's the calamari done.
Oh, look at that. Easy peasy. All right, so our calamari is ready to rock away. Is there anything that our mushroom cookers should be keeping an eye out for at this stage that they need to be doing?
The mushrooms are actually already cut, so they're fine as they are, as the pieces. So let's just put a splash of red wine vinegar on those as well. Okay, make sure we toss that. Little taste for seasoning. And they are yummy and they are ready to go as well.
Amazing. Looking good. All right, so we've got calamari done, we've got mushroom done, we've got fava done. Is there anything else to do to the fava, Alex?
Fava's done. We've put the olive oil and lemon juice in. We just need to check it for seasoning, so give it a nice taste. It's going to need some salt, so you should have enough salt in your little pack there as well. So season that to your liking with salt. A couple of pinches I've put in, and that's also ready to go as well now, Angus.
Excellent. And that's something that is always important to remember. If you're cooking at home and you haven't cooked much, when it comes to seasoning, it's up to you. You don't have to measure out salt and things like that. You don't have to chuck in a teaspoon or something like that. Just a little bit taste, a little bit taste. You're the one who's going to eat it, so make sure you're the one who's liking where it's at there. So it sounds like those steps are all locked and loaded. What's next, mate?
So next is just the plate up, really. So yeah, we're ready to go to plate the dish up.
All right, well, let's check in with our competitors then. Sol, we look like we're heading towards the final part of this little adventure. How are you feeling? You feeling you're just about ready to plate up?
Yes, I'm ready.
Excellent. That's great to hear.
Ready to go.
How are you feeling about everything, mate? You ready to plate up the dish?
Yes, I think everything went perfectly. No distractions. Yeah, perfect.
This is fantastic. All right, Sol is good to go. Priya, how are you feeling about things, mate? It looks like are you plating up already, Priya?
Yeah, I've just started.
Of course. What a legend. Just diving ahead. And Milan, how are you feeling, mate? You just about ready to go?
Yeah, I'm crossing the
All right,
fava.
good stuff, mate. And Alex, just as they get ready to wrap things up, things have gone pretty smoothly for them with under your careful guidance. But surely things haven't always been so easy for you, mate. Have you ever done a royal muck up in the kitchen as you've been preparing something delicious?
For sure. I can't really pinpoint one, but I think that's how you learn. I think making mistakes, but yeah, I can't pinpoint a burnt on fire microwave.
That's it. Have you ever set yourself on fire?
No, I haven't actually.
No, that's
so
good. Have you ever
I'm
set
lucky.
someone else on fire?
No, I haven't done that either. So
Have you ever set the
Yeah.
building on fire?
no, I haven't done that. So
I mean, mate, what are we even
touch wood
talking
as
with
well.
disasters? I mean, you're a professional through and through. This is pretty spectacular. I'm getting more and more jealous. Even if I want to, I don't think I can cook up some of the stuff that's going on. I don't have a kitchen at the moment. I'm renovating my house and I ripped my kitchen out. That's gone. I started retiling it, and it took about 2 days to rip it out. And I've been living here about 3 years, and the kitchen's still not done. So I still don't have an oven. I still don't have anything to cook in except for a microwave and a plug-in hot plate. So I don't think I'm going to be cooking anything fine like this in a while, Alex. But for those of us who are cooking at home, for those who are about to do it, do you have any expert tips on how to plate up? Because that's the bit that always gets me. I'll look at the picture in the book and be like, I can do that. It never looks like the picture, even if it tastes good. Is there any little tricks of the trade you can share with us?
Plating up. I think one trick of the trade is you need to have the correct vessel. So if you're doing a soup, don't put it on a plate. If you've got a steak, if you're having a steak and chips, don't put it in a deep soup bowl, you know? So you need to sort of have the correct vessel and the correct size vessel. If you're having a gigantic meal, don't put it in a small bowl. You need to have the right size plate or vessel. I think that's the number one thing. And obviously everything needs to be hot at the same time, you know? We've got our hot sauce. We've got our hot fava. We've got our calamari, which is hot but getting cold. So, yeah.
All right. That's a pretty good tip. I mean, and that is something that honestly I have consistently overlooked, is having things all be hot at once. I usually just cook one part and put it aside. And then when it's time to eat, I'm like, oh, it's cold. The chefs are starting to get down to business. Something that has been coming through a little bit is a request for you, Alex. There's a couple of people who have picked up on a striking similarity to another chef, and that is that a lot of people are starting to tell us that you look like Manu, the famous.
Manu, yeah, I've had that before actually. Manu. I know Manu, and if he's watching, g'day, how you going? But he's French and I'm Greek, but yeah.
Well, the big request that I'm getting at the moment is some people are giving some desperate pleas for you to do a Manu accent. Can you give a crack at a Manu accent for us?
With the plate up, let's do it. Okay, right. Okay. Here we have the yellow split peas, and we're going to put it with the calamari and the brown butter sauce. Is that all right,
mate? That is perfect.
French isn't my best, but there you go.
Yeah, you're going to put him out of business. You can just start sneaking in and being like, no, I'm him. I'll just take this role. All right. So chefs at home, let's just do a whip around and see how everyone is going. Sol, how are you feeling, mate? Is the plating up going well? Are you ready to rock?
Yes, it looks great. Well, I still have to put the lemon.
Oh, that's all right. We don't need the final reveal just yet. That's all right. Don't rush. Don't trip at the finish line. Priya, it looks like you're anxiously holding your plate. Is everything coming together for you? Is it all ready to go?
All set. If you can see
all
the
set.
Dish.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Excellent. I can see the plate in the hot little hand. Milan, how are you going, mate? Is everything plated up?
Yeah. It's almost ready.
Almost ready. Brilliant. All right. Well, folks, as we're just waiting to bring this ship into port, just a couple of things I just want to remind you of. That is that you can play along yourselves. You don't have to do it right this very second. If you're thinking you've missed your chance, you have it. You have got 48 whole hours to cook this dish yourself. Take your photos, upload them. You will be in the running to win some absolutely amazing prizes. Prizes donated by Werribee Zoo, prizes donated by Chef's Hat. We also just want to throw out another thank you to all the sponsors that have come on board the show. Coles with have given gift vouchers. We've got VU who's come on board. If it sounds like I'm vamping, it's because it's been an hour since I mentioned everyone, and I just want to make sure I get all the people right, and I'm getting into it right now. Hanging Local, of course, I don't know, I could forget, it's on the screen. Tourism, Western Melbourne Tourism, Victoria University, thank you very much for giving us this awesome opportunity to come together and do something fun like this, and to cook and to be excited together as we make some amazing food. Also, make sure that you check out Almost Like Yaya's once we're done, and see some of the incredible stuff that Alex can send out to you. But guys, I think it's time to reveal. So Sol, we'll start with you. Sol, can you just hold your plate a little closer to the camera so we can see what you've got there? Get it up nice and close. Oh, it's looking delicious. Priya, can you tilt it a little bit towards us so we can see? Don't spill it, but just a little bit more towards so we can see. Or move the camera. That's smarter. You're a lot smarter than me, Priya. Well, that's looking pretty good. And Milan, oh, that's looking pretty amazing as well. I love it. So that means for our friends watching at home, it is voting time. The power is in your hands. It's time for you to jump online It's time for you to go and choose what it is that you think is the dish you want to eat the most. Lots of big yums with about 40 M's, lots of people who are loving the dishes you're showing. We're getting rounds of applause. We're getting lots of delicious looking emojis. We're getting people saying looking great. Guys, I think you're all crushing it. So for the people online, jump on, get voting. We want to make sure that everyone gets a chance to have their say of who they think was the best student chef tonight in the chef versus students competition. I think we've got pretty hot competition, to be honest. I'm glad that I'm not allowed to vote. I don't know which way I would go. I think I just eat them all and then run. Just take the meals and go. We've got a little bit of time to vote, but we want to make sure you get your say. Students, now that you've cooked up this amazing Greek meal, I know you want to get stuck into it and taste it, but before we give you a chance to do that, have you got any interesting recommendations for meals that you want to throw to us now that you've had the experience of cooking with a chef? I'm sure you're all feeling pretty confident. Priya, have you got any meals you want to recommend to the people at home that you think they should go and cook now that they've cooked this delicious Greek meal?
Actually, I would like to taste first, and then only I can recommend this dish. And the second thing that they can, it's quarantine time, so enjoy cooking anything at home, whichever you like.
Excellent, good. Always good to pass on family recipes. I think go and tackle something that mum or grandma or your uncle or someone has come up with. Now's the time to do it, because I mean, they're at home too, so you can call them up and just get them to do exactly what Alex has done. Get grandma on Messenger and be like, all right, take us through, show us the skills. Milan, you're looking like you've got a pretty tasty treat there, but have you got any meals you want people to try other than this delicious Greek dish? Anything you think that people at home
all the
should
people who are watching. 1 minute bhulne gardiनु है. All the people who are watching the video, like I just ask them to like try it once. And thank you for Chef Alex and Angus Brown, and thank you Priya Sol. Thank you very much for participating. And
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mate, thank you for cooking with us. And Sol, you're looking pretty excited. You're looking pretty happy. Any final recommendations for food that you want us to try? I'm going to try potato soup. Anything else you want us to try after we make this dish?
Yes. Well, I think people should try every food they can. don't be close-minded. And sometimes I'm like that. Sometimes I travel and I say, "Oh, I don't want to try that." And after I taste it, it's really good. It's delicious. So I think nothing special for today. Just be open-minded, and this plate is delicious. It's delicious. Delicious. I already tried it. Yeah.
I'm excited for you all. Chef Alex, before we get down to the end of the voting and see, can we get you to hold up your dish so we can see what the chef's version of this amazing meal looks like as well? You've put in all the effort. You've cooked 2 versions. I think we should look at that. Doesn't look amazing. If you're at home and can you hold it just a touch higher in front? Oh, there it is. Look at that. Look, I can almost taste the aromas that are coming off of that. And I'm very excited for the people in the competition tonight who got to cook it and the people at home who got to cook along. It looks like our voting has wrapped up. We are tabulating the scores, and let's see what's come through. If everyone at home wants to do a little drum, I can't hear it, but it'll make it feel like it's a big drum roll for you. And tonight's winner it's Priya. Congratulations, Priya. You've taken home the prize. Well done.
Yay!
Excellent work. Congratulations, Priya. You're going to get to walk away with the $100 Coles voucher. Milan and Sol, of course, you do not go away empty-handed. You each get a $50 Coles voucher for yourselves. 3 of you can go out and start trying out some insane ingredients. Go wild. Go out and get some incredible things and start cooking up some amazing dishes. Chef Alex, what do you think of our 3 student chefs tonight? How do you think they went?
Very, very well, actually. Very impressed with everyone tonight. Well done on that.
Incredible work all around, guys. I am very impressed with everyone. I'm inspired. I'm feeling great. I am very, very excited to see what happens next time, because this is happening again. You can come back and join Hanging Local on the 17th of September. It's going to be the third episode of the event. Hanging Local and VU Student Life Facebook pages have all of the information. You can see there. We've got Chef Jack Lee from Bean Smuggler, who's going to be coming along. We're going to have new contestants, new chefs, new host, new everything, except for the one thing that's going to remain constant, which is delicious food. An opportunity for you to cook along as well. So if you got along tonight and you started watching and you thought, geez, I wish I could make that, you have the opportunity to cook along with our student chefs. So get onto the Hanging Local page, get onto the VU page, and you'll be able to get all the information you need to get little food packs sent out to you and to cook along. Chef, thank you so much, Alex, for coming along tonight and for showing us how to cook this delicious meal and for helping our contestants cook this delicious meal. It's been incredible. Big round of applause for you. And again, Almost Like Yayas. We want people to check that out so that you can start sharing the food and the love to a whole bunch more people all around Melbourne. Sol, thank you for coming along and bringing the energy. We loved it. Milan, mate, you did an incredible job. Priya, congratulations on taking out the prize tonight.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
It's been a joy to see you all. Thank you very much again to SVE. Thank you to Chef's Hat, to all the sponsors who support this fantastic event. We really, really love that you guys are letting something like this happen. And it's the most important, guys, stay safe. It's a strange time, but we know that we're almost at the end of this lockdown, and at the very least, we can eat well. So make sure you get some delicious dishes into you. Tune in for the next one. Like the Facebook page to find out the info, and we'll see you guys on the next Hanging Local. See you later, guys.